Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Trevor the God, always on a motherfucking job. I got five. Let's talk. And that's real talk. I was having trouble earlier, so I want to see. I don't want to guard the privacy. What I want is the chat. I gotta take that off. Good. What's up with it, Sag? Thank you for getting back on. Definitely appreciate it. Moved it out from like the little office room to the living room just to see if it'll give it a little more better connection. Yeah, we talked about that, but I wanted to talk about how I wanted to talk about Brittney Griner though. I definitely did because she was just in the news today talking about how she would salute a year. What's good, JC? Just want to talk about Brittney Griner and this is just to prove to y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? We talk this black shit. We sit up there, you know, we talk about we need to be there for each other and all this and all that. The reason why I bring up Brittney Griner is because this is how we are bamboozled into certain things, right? We all know her story. Basketball player, lesbian, whatever the hell she is. Went to Russia with some drugs, with marijuana on her, right? Got locked up. Now, let me ask y'all this. Sag, JC, I'm of the mind that she should have been booked. She should have been placed in jail. I don't feel that she should have been released. I don't feel that she should have gotten a second time. I don't. Thank you. I'm definitely in agreement with that, JC. I feel that a lot of our leaders are being picked for us. They're being forced into the media to be our leaders when they have nothing that really, allows them to have that. What can I say? That place or that position. I don't feel that, these people should represent us. But I bring up Brittney Griner because I feel you knew you was taking drugs over there to Russia. You knew what was going on. You knew. I mean, it's not like she hasn't played basketball in Russia before. She know the rules. She know the regulations. She's been there before. She always goes to Russia to play basketball in the off season to get that bag. Russia pays more than a lot of European leagues or anybody else outside. So she goes over there and plays. But you know the rules and the regulations and the stipulations for Russia. You didn't want to adhere to them. You didn't want to abide by them. And now you want us to have sympathy globally for you. This is what I want to speak about. Okay, Sagittarius. Now you're speaking from an American standpoint and I'm not saying your mind frame, I'm saying by saying she had a medical authorization for that. That's America. That don't fly in Russia. That don't fly in certain countries, in certain states of the United States. So that medical inclination I got and all that, yes, once you probably do until you get into U.S. airspace. Once you out of U.S. airspace, all that is. And see, this is why us as Americans, we think our laws and regulations go to any land, because you say she had a medical, what'd you say? She had medical authorization. That medical authorization wasn't from no Russian doctor. That medical authorization didn't say you can take to Russia despite their laws and regulations of it. It ain't like you can't get no weed in Russia. You can get weed anywhere. You can get marijuana anywhere. So why did she take it on the plane? Oh, it was the little weed pens. Okay. She had to have a high number of weed pens to be caught with them. Because if she didn't, first they said she got caught with one weed pen and it was empty. Then come to find out she got caught with multiples of them. The lies. The fabrication. Here comes social media again. Now, you have to abide by the rules and regulations of the land. And if she didn't do that, a night in jail, a day in jail, a fine, you deliberately said, I'm not gonna abide by the rules and regulations of the land. This is what she said. She didn't get caught with no marijuana. It ain't like that, she went somewhere and got caught with marijuana. Nah, she brought it in. Now, we know here in America, some places you get caught bringing marijuana, you get drug trafficking charges. And it's all a plot. Russia's playing a plot. They using her to do the things that, they using her to get the, what was his name? Damn, I forgot his name, man. The Merchant of Death. I know his name is the Merchant of Death. But they made a movie about this guy, that he was toppling governments, fueling the fire in the civil wars in Africa. Now, you tell me she was the good pick to give up, to let him go? How do you give up a basketball player for a mass murderer? And then she wants to wear the Crenshaw shirt. Oh, Crenshaw. I'm Crenshaw. Hey, everybody, help me out. I'm in jail in Russia. What do she do when she come home? She don't say thank you. Don't hit up no black talk shows. Don't do no black nationalist nothing. Nigga, the black people had to press the gates, nigga to start standing up, nigga, and asking for her. Oh, what's going on with Brittney Griner? It was all black people. And then when the gays got involved, something different. Then when she come back home, she cut off her titties. Stuff her. Man, I forget. To me, it was a trade. We get you home, you cut your titties off, you become a tranny. They already had it set up. So if you are willing, and this is the problem that I have with black people that are homosexuals. You let your homosexual culture suppress your black culture. You are not getting discriminated against just because, you driving down the street, nigga, they not stopping you like, hey, you gay or you black. They see you black and they beating your ass. That's just what it is. So you come home after all this, and this is what I'm saying. We give our love, we give our support to anybody just to come back home, back in our face, and don't do nothing for us. Ain't y'all tired of that shit? I mean, even if she came home and did something for the black community on a large scale and still cut her titties off, I would have a problem with it, but I would have less to say about her because she came home and she supported those that supported her. But they don't. Now she wants to get in the media. Oh, I thought about suicide all those times when I was in Russia. Well, bitch, you should have did it. You should have killed yourself. Yeah, JC, I don't have no sympathy for her, man. I have not an ounce of sympathy for her. I mean, how do you have sympathy for somebody that shits on your culture? I just told you that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the worst devil was a black devil. We supported her. She looked like us. She act like us. She vibed like us. But as soon as she got back home, she wasn't amongst us. And see how they are only putting the black homosexual families in social media as black families, not man and woman. So when you suppress my reality, I have a problem with your reality. Your reality is homosexual, cool. But when you suppress my reality, which is God's reality, I'm willing to be punished for the things that I do. Are you? Are you? You saying God only made a mistake with your anatomy, but he's all perfect. That's a lie. No, it wasn't Sagittarius. Go back, do your homework, and it wasn't. And it wasn't. Even if it was, now let me say this. Even if it was residue, you know how you can be used in this war. When you go to play for other countries, this is what they don't tell you. They have things called diplomats. Diplomats will come to you and say, hey, Brittney, you're going to play basketball in Russia this year? Well, right now, they're starting a war with Ukraine. And we back Ukraine, and it ain't looking too good for us. So be mindful of what you do while you're in that country. All right, I will. But then you get on the plane and just start blowing vape pens. Nigga, you can get weed in Russia. But Americans, even Americans, have no respect for other people's laws. Americans. I'm talking about white, black, nigga, Mexican. Yeah, us American niggas. And when I say niggas, I mean all of us. We have no respect for other people's culture. We have no respect on a vast majority level. We have no respect for people's culture. We have no respect for people's laws. We think that American laws, rules, and regulations are the only ones that count. And that bitch should have been made an example out of. Straight up. You can't keep going around other people's country and thinking just because you're an American, you can do it the damn you feel like. You can't. And you need to be held responsible. That's why people don't like Americans. Because Americans come to their country and they feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. So since you feel like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, I'm going to show you that you can't. And that's what should have happened to it. Straight up. Yes, JC, we treated, and what was his name? JC, please look up the name of the merchant of death. That was him. That's his that's what he's known as through the criminal world, the merchant of death. But yes, they traded the merchant of death a gun. This dude was able to smuggle guns into every country because he had military vehicles of every country he was smuggling in. So who gave him the military vehicles? The military, the government. That's how he was able to wiggle through all them countries and to sell all them guns and to cause all that mass genocide, destruction. So how can you tell me that it wasn't even trade? She fucking plays basketball. She's a fucking nobody. Bitch ain't even no She ain't even no spy. Why would y'all trade her for the Merchant of Death? It makes no sense. Yes. I mean, but they only kill black leaders, JC, because the people are scared. You know, the thing about it is about black leaders being killed. You are inside the belly of the beast. So you have to understand that being killed is highly capable, being a black leader. And you have to be fine with that. You have to say, hey, I'm a black leader. I'm going to speak the truth. If they kill me, they kill me. But as a constituent, as a connoisseur of that truth, of that black truth, you have to keep it going. You have to civilize your lower self and amplify your higher self and become aware of what's going on and keep it up. Share, like, and subscribe. That's what that's about. How do you think I got the knowledge I got? If it wasn't for people propagating for Malcolm X, propagating for Martin Luther King, propagating for Ayatollah Khomeini, propagating for Fidel Castro, propagating for Che Guevara, propagating for Emilio Zapata, Pancho Villa. If it didn't have people propagating for these people, I wouldn't be able to carry on the truth. If people sat there and got scared to replenish the truth, repopulate the truth, I wouldn't have the truth. But this is why they make it the way that they do. They have no fucking power, but they try to scare people into not share, like, and subscribing to the truth. And if you are scared to share, like, and subscribe, the truth will no longer exist. I mean, and that's the thing. Even these black actors need to go in here and say, hey, I'm not playing the game, bro. Oh, you want me to play? But it's people like Tyler Perry that has his own studio, that can produce his own movies. And yet and still he produces more and more homosexual content than black content. Like, homosexual content is the only content in black culture. He has dared to make a movie yet about Black Wall Street, but he made 50 million faggot movies and shows. But these are our leaders, though. I can't have Tyler Perry. Yes, I'm proud that he has his own TV compound. They shoot the Marvel movies, all that. I'm proud of all that. But, nigga, I despise you because you make homosexual movies and not even know real black documentaries. But hey, ain't this Tyler Perry the same nigga that blackballed Monique, right? She's married to a black woman, so you think she's definitely down with it. So a white man that rapes babies or a pedophile that rapes kids that supports the black community, he's down. You accept him as being. This woman is going against God. This woman has not spoken up for no atrocities that are going on against Gaza or spoken up for any black awareness of anything in America. So how are you down with us? How are you down with us when you are not supporting us? Just because you got a black wife? She fucked up in the head too, that she want to have a baby with a woman. It's a mental, like, both of them mentally fucked up. One's been manipulated and the other one is being manipulated mentally. Brittney Griner has something mentally wrong upstairs to where God created you and you want to cut off your titties. Yeah, you have a mental disease. You have a mental disease. I don't want that person in my organization. I don't. Because if you think that you can cut off a part of your body, male or female, and become male or female, you have something psychologically wrong with you. And from the history of those that do cut off their anatomy and become something else, they only push for gay rights. They push for homosexual behavior. They push for allowing your kids to become and be taught homosexual behavior while they're still in elementary. They're still adolescents. They're teaching your kids to take body altering drugs while you're still going through puberty. You're on my side? No, you're on the side of the devil. I don't give a fuck if you're black or not. If you want to teach my child that it's okay to be gay and that it's okay to be a tranny, something wrong with you. I don't teach my kids it's okay to smoke weed because it's not. Do I do it? Yes. Now, do I want to cut my penis off? No. God made me perfect, but I'm imperfect. You see how that works? Just because I want to do something don't mean I shun away from God. You want to do that. You choose to do something irregular when God created you perfect. I mean, I get it. I get it, Sagittarius, but and I definitely appreciate you and what you said. You said, I just don't have all the info on that situation to speak informatively on it. And that's what a real person does. A real person say, you know what? I hear you, but I'm not well versed in that area at this time. So kudos to you. But this is a woman that, we fell behind. That we, look for her, and, we have to stop giving sympathy to people that don't give sympathy to us, point blank, period. And that's the meat and potatoes of this conversation. Brittney Griner has never done anything for the Black community that is a substantial behavior. She's never had. Yes, Nicolas Cage played. Nicolas Cage plays, and I think it was the movie War or something like that. Yes, and you see, it was him and his brother, and they were just. I'm talking about this man is the man that is behind the civil wars and genocide that's going on in Africa amongst each other. He sold them and gave them the guns. Yes, fear is a mindset. Victor Bow, thank you very much, Sag, man. I definitely appreciate it. Victor Bow, I mean, the dude. I mean, how do you, as a sound mind body person, give up Victor Bow for Griner? But these are this is what America shows you. They don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. They don't give a fuck about how you feel. They released it a person that instills fear in people and kills people, manipulates people, topples governments. They released him and said, and if you want this basketball player back, give us him. This is the manipulation that I'm talking about. It's the manipulation. I don't think some of these that a lot of these people never been Black to sell us out. They never seen themselves as selling us out because they don't see themselves as us. You know, us because they don't see themselves in our predicament. I had a homie just the other day. This nigga is being whitewashed. You know, this nigga moved across Wilshire and now he, you know, everything black is bad to him. Oh, black people lazy. I don't see black people working. I don't see black people doing this. Black people need to do that. And my thing is, nigga, you live across Wilshire. Nigga, and then how dare you talk about black people when you delivering food, nigga, to lazy people. So how dare you talk about black people being lazy and nigga, instead of you getting a real job, nigga, you delivering food. You delivering food to lazy motherfuckers. To motherfuckers that's why America is obese now, because instead of America getting in or walking or getting on the bus to go get their food, they having motherfuckers bring it to them. But how dare you sit up here and say black people need to stop being lazy and not think about the mental capacity and the mental institution that they got going on in their mind. Nigga, we ain't even 200 years from slavery. So how dare you talk about black people being lazy? Nigga, black people black people built this country. So I don't give a fuck if black people want to be lazy and tell the government they need to take care of them for the next 500 years. They deserve that. They earned that. And for him to be black and to say that to me, this is my friend. This is the nigga. But now I see our mindsets. You know, you can be friends until that mindset comes to a head. And I see now that he's leaning to the atmosphere of coonery. Because for you to uplift these other people and say, oh, these people go to work and these people do this, who is involved in the hiring process? Who is involved in having that black face at that front desk? Not another black man. And if he's involved in the hiring process, the other people in HR, they get the list and they say, oh, race black? Nah, we ain't having them in there. So this is the reason why you don't see blacks over there. But, you know, it's people like that. I mean, and that's another thing. The feminists are sitting up here. The feminists are the ones. Feminism, to me nowadays, is just, if you want to act anything remotely as a woman, we're going to call it feminism. Women's rights, women have everything and more than men have. Name me one law that protects men. Name me one law that protects men. I'll wait. You can't. Women have more rules. They have more sympathy than men. The feminist movement is here to break the household. The feminist woman is the county building on wheels. They're here to break up and dismember the family values that the black people have. But if you look at segregation also was some of the things, was the times where black people thrived. Black Wall Street, the blues. We segregated ourselves from whites. Now that we have integrated with whites, look at all the problems we have. We don't have no more banks. We don't have our own import, export. You know, these are things that, you know, Marcus Garvey was telling us about. Have an import, export. He had an import, export, but what did they do? Oh, you were stealing. They will put out in the media things about certain black leaders to make them look bad. Oh, he's stealing from the church. Like everybody else ain't stealing. It don't matter. This is the thing. They can't destroy something that you're continuously using. They can't. They can't. If I get on YouTube every morning and every other evening And I get on here and I'm not saying nothing. They could come in and they could get in the comments and all that. But if it's gonna come a time to where they're gonna say, you know what, we can't beat it. Let's try to join it. And then that's when they really start exposing themselves, because now they're trying to join your organization with false pretense. They will always show themselves. They will show themselves. So we have to be dedicated, just like they're dedicated to stopping the truth. We have to be dedicated to making sure that the truth gets out there. That's all. I think black people, I think that, I understand what you're saying, JC, but I think black people do love themselves. I think black people are the ones that truly understand what it means to love yourself. I think black people really love themselves, but have they been manipulated that they love themselves, but they don't love their culture? That's the difference. They love themselves, but they don't love their culture. They have been manipulated and brainwashed, bamboozled, and hoodwinked to believe that Africa is a bunch of monkeys and a dirty place, when actually it's not. They tell you that Africa is broke, but yet everybody's in Africa, but the Africans. You can't get none of the resources that Africa has anywhere else in the world. So I just think that it's the propagation of what people put out there, of how people put it out there. Just like they put out there that they won't put out there that these counter protesters were violent. Yes, Sagittarius. Yes, facts. Richest continent on earth is Africa. And we have to support Africa. We have to think African. We have to look African. We have to indulge African. If we don't do this, Africa will continue to, wither away. Africa will continue to be put in a state of being depleted because there's no one there to help it. There's no one there to actually say, hey, we don't support this. We are not doing that. So how can we, if we're not going to support Africa, how can we blame somebody for coming in there and taking away from Africa? You're not going to support it, so we might as well take it. But I'm saying, fuck the ones that won't support it and fuck the ones that want to take it. Straight up. I mean, me, JC, I take the good with the bad. We have hunted each other for so long in this realm that we call keeping it real, in this realm we call gang banging, in this realm we call demon time. We hunted each other for so long that it's become a norm to us. That when we see a white man, we'll lower our gaze, we'll lower our wing, we'll lower our malehood to anybody but a black man. Why do we feel the need to prove our toughness to each other when each other have had the toughest times in laws and the toughest times in history? That's when those that know this is how the civilized civilize the uncivilized. Because now I know that you're on demon time. I know that you're mentally fucked up like a tranny. So now I gotta treat you a certain way. But how is it and why is it more acceptable to make your son a girl the one way, comes on TV and says he wants to be a Crip, I will receive backlash and nobody will support me. But if my son comes on TV and says he wants to be a girl and I say no, they're going to tell me I'm a bad father. You see the difference in things? Both of them are bad. I will rather my son be a Crip or a Blood or a gangbanger than my son to be a transsexual. Why? One is going against God directly to his face, while the other one is going against morals and standards. My son being a homosexual, when he is dead and gone, he will be accountable. He will be held accountable and judged by God for saying God is not perfect and God messed him up. Versus my son being a Crip. Versus my son being a Crip, God will say, hey, you know, you can still have time to get that over with. But being a tranny, you are slapping God in his face and telling him that he's wrong. So me personally, God level, man level. But they have done this. Man level, God level. You can't question the tranny. Because you have a freedom, you have free will, and that's what God gives you. That God is wrong. When it comes to gangs, I mean, I'll be honest with you, bro. You know, I used to be a gangbanger, all that, right? All that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't tell you a time that gangs protected the neighborhoods. Be honest with you. I'm not saying it didn't start, it didn't evolve from that concept, but I can't ask a Crip, ask a Blood, when the last time they hood really protected their neighborhood? I'm not of that mindset that, oh, gangs used to protect their neighborhood. No, I don't remember. No, the fuck they didn't. They were made, the concept was made to, no. And I'm not gonna let nobody sit up here and say, oh, you know, the people want you on power. So now your power is leading you to go against other people. The concept was good, it just wasn't executed right. So gangs used to protect neighborhoods. Nah, that's what they were for. Black Panther Party, the Brown Panthers, the Green Berets, the Brown Berets, the Patriots, yeah, those they protected the neighborhood. White Panthers, Gray Panthers, yeah, they protected their neighborhood. But gangs, Crips, Bloods, nah, I'm not gonna go for that. Nah, not even police brutality. That's why the Black Panthers was made. The gangs, to me, the gangs came into existence because people wanted to fight police just off the cause, just the concept, not to strategize. They just wanted to react. I mean, police brutality, all that was going on way before. Yeah, I'm not talking about the concept was made to protect the community. Yes, it was. You're right. You're on point. Yes, you're right. But I'm saying, what did they come out to? What did they, Tookie Williams and them? I can't remember Tookie Williams, nigga, going to West Side to St. Andrews Park, nigga, and giving some elaborate speech of upliftment about, I never seen Tookie Williams or Raymond Washington give no elaborate speech of Black nationalism. I never seen that. It's never been recorded that no creator of the Crips used to give elaborate speeches, or no creator of the Bloods or Pyrus ever gave any elaborate speech about police brutality, Black nationalism, upliftment. You cannot find a Crip today that talks about RA in the community. You don't. Why? Because that's not what it went for. I can't justify that. Peace out. Thank you. Salute, Sagittarius, for being here, man. Please share, like, subscribe, and come back again. I appreciate you. All love. I mean, yeah, it was the concept of me personally. What happened was, the gangs was formed. And before the gangs were able to mobilize into something that was of substance, the CIA was already there to destroy the Black movement, the Black Power movement. J. Edgar Hoover said that he would do anything to stop the rise of the Black Messiah. So no matter what you construed or what you constructed after the Black Panther Party, it was bound to become a nuisance because the CIA already did things like had Maulana Karenga kill Bunchy Carter. You had William O'Neill give the blueprints on Fred Hampton and got Fred Hampton and Mark Clark killed. You had Black people already setting up Black people. So when people went to construct a new concept of Black empowerment, the CIA was already there. It will baffle your minds to see some of these people that we call originators of gangs were actually police informants. I mean, how can Tookie Williams, Raymond Washington be a leader when they never spoke on police brutality? They never spoke out against nothing. They never, you never hear about these dudes really putting the fisticuffs and getting on no crackers tall can. You just hear them going to other neighborhoods fighting all the time. There was no political agenda of the gangs. There was none. And we need to get that out of our head because that opens the door for the gangs to still stick around when the gangs don't need to be around. We need to stop giving that false narrative that gangs were, they first came here to help us. Man, I don't even want to hear that because at the end of the day, if gangs wanted to help, they would have helped. So to my analogy, I believe that there was some type of intrusion. There was some type of implementation of spies. There was some type of stool pigeons already in the gang culture concept that where it wasn't even allowed to even start that again. So yes, the acronyms were good. Yes, the thought was good. The actions of the Bloods, the Crips, did never amount to nothing that they were talking about. Never. It always amounted to violence. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad truth, but it is what it is, man. No. Not your words, JC. Not you. I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying, but I'm saying for those that will watch it, for those that hear it, I'm stating my outlook of how I feel correlating with what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong because the concept of community revolution, independent, proud soldier, Black liberation organization over discrimination. These were concepts that were genuine. These were concepts that were laid out and had some type of ideal and some type of concept behind them with the platform, But was they able to get off the ground? Nah. I think that the real people that started Bloods and Crip, I don't think it was Tookie Williams in it because Tookie Williams and Raymond Washington never had no political aspirations when they were going through the community. I mean, none. I mean, if you want to be frank about it, they say Tookie Williams was homosexual. I mean, heard stories of, men fighting to rub Tookie Williams down with baby oil when he would come to the park and take off his shirt. I heard stories of Tookie Williams raping other guys. So for me to really put him on a pedestal, I can't do it. And that's what leads me to believe that the real originators of Crip would never actually get, or the real originators of Bloods would never actually get that endowment, because I've never heard any gang member from the original days talk any political rhetoric. None. Yeah, the toughest dudes be DL punks. And this is the concept. Like, I don't have a problem with your sexual preference. I don't. Because just like I'm sitting up here telling y'all, like, I like to see two women have sex. I like to, two women freak me. Is it wrong? Yeah, definitely wrong. Definitely wrong. That means I'm a freak. That means I'm a freak. I'm a freak. But I ain't nigga trying to see what two men could do. Not at all. No diddy. No diddy. But like you said, JC, the toughest dudes be on the DL. And that's my thing. How can you sit up here and say you started something for the community, but you out here raping dudes in the hood? You out here raping guys because they don't want to go put in work. Or you raping guys and making them go put in work. Like, these are the stories I heard about dudes. Now, you be like, damn, Pharaoh, you wanted the gangbang and all that, because my gangbanging were like the shit we was doing. Like, yeah, to this day, can't no gang say that they formulated in this area I grew up in. No gang. Because we established it like that from back then for it to be like that now. We really protected our neighborhood. You go to my neighborhood right now, it's peaceful, it's quiet, it's no gangs kicking it out there. You feel me? The people that do hang out, all the neighbors know them. All the neighbors don't call the police on them. The neighbors allow you to get on their grass, park in their driveway, because the neighbors know we stomp down for this turf right here. Not nigga for no colors, because this is our neighborhood. This is where we live. So we set that precedence that it's always going to be peaceful here. And I'm proud to say that I was a part of that. But otherwise, yeah. Yeah, and then that's another thing. For these people to say, hey, nigga, show me how tough you is, go kill another nigga. That ain't what the Black Panthers did. So you took points from the Black Panthers, but you flipped them upside down. That's just like with having neuromelon. The one that has neuromelon and the one that doesn't have neuromelon. The one that has neuromelon, he's going to be more inclined to do right. The one that doesn't have neuromelon is going to be more inclined to be evil and does what's wrong. That's just the way it goes. You can look it up. It's all facts. I'm not just spreading lies. You feel me? So, putting in work to kill your own kind, like you say, JC, is kind of crazy. What kind of real work is you putting in? Huh? Salute to Kansas City, man. I used to trap out there, man. I was in East St. Louis, man. It's kind of crazy out there, man. I ain't gonna lie. I got shot up out there. I got set up. I got set up by my own people, though. You know what I'm saying? The reason for me being set up by him is unbeknownst to me. I don't know. I just know that I was able to recognize that I was set up. My life was like in jeopardy, and I ain't finna play with it. You feel me? I ain't gonna play with my life. Not like that. Not like that. So salute to Kansas City. Salute to y'all getting better. Um, that's like baby Oakland, Kansas City, man. You know, heavy, hyphy, um, heavy. We fucking with everybody. We fucking with all blacks. We want to have a good time. Like that's that vibe of Kansas City. We want to, be all a part of one. We want to, congregate with each other. And I like that. So salute, what I'm saying, to Kansas City. Kansas City, stand up. Y'all got a good town, man. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all got tough Cali ties. They'll backdoor you quick out there, And that just comes from like the gun culture. You know, uh, you know, uh, they put restrictions on guns in certain places so they could, carry uh carry on what they do. But yeah, though, man, you know, back to the Brittney Griner situation. I mean, these are just things that that we need to stop idolizing. Everybody want to talk about Tookie Williams, Raymond Washington. Like, well, Raymond Washington, I can't say I've never heard no homosexual things about him coming up. Did I hear he was about that business about killing niggas and banging crib? Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, man. Chicago, what you want to know? Let me know, man. Shit, Chicago. It's a state that's been systematically and it's been pigmentationalized. That's pigmentationalized is a word that I coined, and the definition is in the word pigmentationalized. So what it means is that you are like a pig. You just eat. You sloppy. You will eat anything. The mind state of Chicago has become pigmentationalized due to the fact that they always want something to have to say, hey, look at what's going on over there. How does Mexican drug cartel come to have a stronghold and sink their claws into Chicago and really go big on selling meth and fentanyl and heroin in Chicago? At the same time, the CIA, the DEA, the FBI is not able to stop it. On top of that, we know that if you buying certain type of guns, we experienced this with a lot of rappers, that if you buy certain type of guns, the federal police will get on you. How come these guns are still being fed into Chicago? How are these people still getting these guns? It goes back to the GDs. It goes back to the Blackstones. It goes back to these political organizations that did turn gangs. We ain't got to worry about the West Coast gangs, the West Coast politics that turn gangs because they're gangs now. But these political entities, these gang banging entities in Chicago, give me a ring. Lord, I got to talk to. Hello? Yes. All right. Oh, man. My bad, y'all. My phone hung up. Shit. I gotta put my phone back on the charger. Nah, damn. Crazy. Where's my charger? Oh, it's in there. Let me put my phone on charger. Thank y'all. Excuse me for a second. Back on the Chicago thing. I just feel like Chicago is a what do you call that? I feel like Chicago is a trampoline. It's like, what can America do to the other cities in order to gain control or, to deplete the Black community? And, Black people are a minority in California. And this is what people don't understand. A lot of this fuckery that's going on in other states is highly populated with Blacks. Chicago, highly populated with Blacks. So you have this, on top of poverty, you have this massive gun problem. On top of the gun problem, you have a massive gang problem. On top of the massive gang problem, you have a massive political problem. On top of the massive political problem in Chicago, you have what the old Blockians or the old block just all turned to Islam. So you have problem on top of problem for government and for the community. And I just feel that Chicago has been set up. Gun control and genocide. Gun control to me, there is gun control. The only thing about gun control to me is that, we are not making it and not pushing the envelope. If you want a gun, cool, go clear your name up. You feel me? Go expunge your record. Show us that you can stay clean for 2 to 5 years, and then we'll give you a gun. If it's that serious to protect yourself, that means that life that you are living right now, in order for you to carry a gun all day, is not right. So either you need to get out that life, or you need to go clean your life up in order to get a gun. If you're not going to clean your life up in order to get a gun and you get caught with one, you already know the business. Unfortunately for us, we have to take alternate routes. But I want you to know, even though I say like, yeah, get a gun to protect yourself and all this. Also, I'm saying is if you get caught with that motherfucker and you got a record, no, you going to jail, nigga. No, you going to jail. So I don't want to hear none of that shit like, nigga, it's a nonviolent crime here in America. Here in California, so we do what we do. But if you start getting caught with a gun 5 years and then you got a record and all that, niggas is not finna be getting caught with them. They making it relatively easy to get these guns and easier to get caught with them. I think Chief Keef was the epitome of how Chicago was going at the time and where Chicago was gonna go. I think Chief Keef just gave you a window to look into Chicago. He gave you, what it's like in Chicago, what's going on in Chicago. And what was going on in Chicago is violence. There's no state of emergency ever called for in Chicago. But if that would have been anywhere else, it would have been a state of emergency. Chief Keef gave you a window of how the American government is letting them suffer. Just like those in Flint. These rappers, you say, they come out violent or, they do this. They giving you an insight of what's going on in their neighborhood, because before Big Pooba, before Big Papa, before Dr. Dre, people wouldn't rap about negative shit. It's until the government started pushing and formulating this negative energy that we started rapping about. You say it's crazy how a lot of Mexicans don't fuck with us. It's crazy how a lot of us don't fuck with Mexicans. Now, it's not no big surprise to me that Mexicans don't fuck with us. It's just another race. Also, people forget of how they used to treat Mexicans. I was one of them. Knockout Fridays on the Mexicans, snatch Mexican purses. So is that a reason to have some type of animosity towards blacks? You goddamn right. But for you to be racist about it, for you to take it to another level, for people to come out and say they was wrong and, or that, that wasn't the vibe. People don't understand that. But I say about the Mexicans is, it's not the Mexicans in America, it's the Mexicans that come from Mexico for me. Because now that they're coming over here, they're bringing a vibe, you know what I'm saying? And then there's some real racist Mexicans. Because to a certain degree, they want to be white. They just know Spanish. They treat the black Mexicans in the southern part of Mexico real bad. Barely electricity, doing wrong, kidnap them, all that shit. So I feel like the Mexicans are no different than the whites and everybody else. They want to be black until it's time to be black. Straight up. Yeah. I've been saw that. I've been knew that Jesus, pictures of black Jesus was in Russia. But people don't know that. People don't know that Putin has collected these historical these vast paintings of black Jesus, black Mary, the black baby, all these angels of being black, but no one is given awareness to that. Why? Because the Jews hold the media. 1609, blacked out through whitewash. 1776, blacked out through whitewash. This is the times and the eras where they turned everything black white. Yeah, I saw that. But nah, you good. Yeah, we got a lot in common. You feel me? We got a lot in common, but we must be realists about why the Mexicans don't fuck with us like that. For one, we don't have no unity. We don't have no loyalty to each other. We'll set each other out just to go fuck with some Mexicans. Like the homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? The homie, he talking bad about the blacks. He black. Black. You know what I'm saying? And I got the way he used to treat his children, well, I'm not gonna say the way he used to, the way he is as a father, I respect that. Now, the way he think as a man, that's something I don't agree with. But for him to say that basically black people are lazy and you living in a part of town where they don't hire black people and you asking me questions of why it ain't no blacks working over there, the question you need to ask yourself is, why is blacks trying to work in that community instead of working in their own community? You feel what I'm saying? Why blacks ain't making sure that these women, these black women that are getting off of work late at night, or these Mexican women that's getting off work late at night. It disgusts me that this black man stabbed this Mexican woman in the neck on the train at 5 a.m. getting off of work. That disgusts me because people use that as a divide between our cultures more. And if it was a Mexican that stabbed an old black lady in the neck, we'll be looking at the Mexicans like, yeah, man, y'all fuck y'all. So you can't sit up here and say, oh man, Mexicans don't fuck with us like that. We don't fuck with the Mexicans like that. We don't fuck with the Mexicans like that. Them niggas steal our culture. Them niggas steal our clothes. Them niggas want to be us, but they don't want to be us. Ain't no different. Ain't no different from Mexicans, whites, and none of that. Ain't no different from a coon and the supporter of Biden. Ain't no difference. Yes, everything is about race now, but don't nobody want to make sure, don't nobody want to bring that out. So, I mean, I definitely get it. You know, it is what it is. Matter of fact, hey JC, send me your email so the next time I could send it to me. If you got Instagram, you know my Instagram, same name. I got 5 Let's Talk. DM me your email, and the next time I go live, you know, if you want to come on, you know, I could bring you on live now on YouTube, and we could, you know, kick the shit around. Yeah, though, man, I appreciate you for sticking around. I appreciate you for giving me some of your time. I appreciate you for interacting. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Please share. Please like. Please go back on some of my videos on my channel. I have a list of videos, like almost 700, and they range from everything, you know, hip hop, you know, talking about, yeah, you can send it there if you want to. I just, you know, my thing is, I don't know how private or, you know, how many other people would you want to have your email. So that's why I said that. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You know, just please make sure you share, you like, you comment, you subscribe. Oh yeah, also follow my channel on YouTube. I got 5 Let's Talk. Also, I got 5 Let's Talk, all one word. I appreciate you too, fam. And that's the way it works. I can't appreciate the love that, you know, and the commitment and time that you give me without giving me that commitment and time. And we always not gonna see eye to eye. We always may not agree with things, but that doesn't mean that once we disagree, we disassociate ourselves. We have to learn that in order for us to become, we must undo what we have become. And what that means is that a lot of things that we have been taught is learned behavior. A lot of things that we have been taught is the right way when it's the wrong way. And when you speak out against it, you become a racist, you become anti-Semitic, you become a warmonger, you do all these things. But this only happens when we talk about how we feel. You know what I'm saying? So please subscribe. Facts. Thank you. Please subscribe to the other channel, Let Us Talk 688. And that's gonna be like you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that channel yet. Probably bring people along, you know, see how people interact with it. But we definitely need, you know, to have a compound and a platform to where, you know, we have time to talk about the things that we care about, the things that, you know, that really affect us. Because the protesters, for them to be violated at night when they're supposed to be sleeping, I mean, it's just outlandish. And if they can do that to them, just imagine of what they can do to you. No lie. Just like Diddy. I mean, it's only obvious they got Jeffrey Epstein. I believe that Harvey Weinstein told on Jeffrey Epstein, and through them doing the Jeffrey Epstein thing, they found out about Puff Daddy. So if it's a white man that got to get taken down, so shall we take down a black man. But also, this is one of the leaders, and people are getting behind them. Oh, I feel like Puffy is being set up. Nigga, the fuck he is. The nigga's a rapist. The nigga's a pedophile. The nigga's a sex trafficker. Man, why else would you have all these videos, these cameras at your house? The secrecy of your parties. Man, I'm not with none of that shit. But thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please tune in. And set them notifications on for all times, man. So you'll be notified every time I come on. JC, thanks for your interactions, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. Share, like, and subscribe because it's that time again. Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Pharaoh the Guy. Always on the motherfucking job. I got five. Let's talk. Real talk. Man, anything that I said today, if it rubbed you the wrong way, if it made you cuss me out, and if I left you unsatisfied, if I left you questioning things in a bad way, I apologize. That's me. I'm only human. But if I said anything that was of sound nature, that made you want to research things, that made you look at things in a positive light, that is only from God. I couldn't do it without him. He deserves, you know what I'm saying, the glory. I'm just a vessel. And I wish y'all tune in again. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. And until the next time, be good to each other. Peace.